Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
So right now I'm making way for our primary underground, which is the power line that comes all the way from the main road up to the new house that we're building. What's up, everybody? I'm Logan, and this is Heirloom Builders. We are building a new house that is going to be grid-tied, solar powered. Grid-tied meaning that we are still connected to the utility grid for power, but we have solar to back up that power. So we have just finished building our road, which you can see behind me, and installed a whole bunch of these rock check dams, which help prevent erosion should a heavy rainstorm come and blow trees over, and basically saturate the soil to the point where the soil starts to run off. These check dams and the grass mat that we put down in the ditches helps suck up that water, slow the water down so that the soil doesn't erode. So these are critical pieces in our sustainable building project here to make sure that we keep the good soil on site. Everything's been pretty smooth sailing so far, but today we have a problem, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that because it's pretty important that you address this situation with a little bit of care so you don't incur a whole lot of extra cost. Because we are grid-tied solar and we have power coming up the road from the main road, coming up the driveway from the main road to the house site, which is going to be up here in this clearing, we have to trench power all the way up where you see these white flags. And really, because this whole lot was very thickly wooded, the power company can't just trench up through just anywhere. We had to clear a path for them to get the utility lines installed up to the house site. And so really the only option for us was to go ahead and clear the driveway and have them use part of that driveway to bring power up. And as you can see, we've got flags right on the edge of the driveway all the way up to where our pad mount transformer is going to be located, right here next to this temporary saw pole. That's where they're going to step down the voltage and take that primary 10,000 volt line all the way to the house at 240 volts. So they're going to drop that voltage down. What we don't want to do here is kick ourselves or shoot ourselves in the foot and try to trench straight up the middle of the driveway, because we still have a lot of construction equipment that's going to be coming up to the build site to build the house that's going on this clearing right here. And if they hit a trench with loose dirt that's, got utility wire going up in the middle of the driveway, let's say, and they could easily get stuck in that trench. And then all of a sudden we're going to be trying to pull them out. We're going to have to pay wrecking fees to get big equipment, concrete trucks out of the ditch. And we really don't want that. And aside from that, the power company doesn't really want to put something in the middle of the road because they're going to make a mess digging up the road that we're going to have to then rebuild. And then anytime they have to do maintenance on this line, they're going to have to dig up the road or the driveway, and they don't want to do that either. So our best situation here is to bring our utility line right along the edge of this gravel road, and that way there's a very small likelihood that there's going to be any trucks running off the side of the road and getting swallowed up by that trench. So the problem is that we have all of these check dams right next to the side of the road to prevent the dirt from eroding down slope. I mean, we've cut this driveway up a hill basically, so we've got a pretty steep slope and water's going to be running down it. So we have a check dam every 20 or 30 feet just to slow the water down. And so what I've got to do, so what we're doing today to prevent the most costly maintenance and really unfun situation in the future is to kind of move these check dams out of the way so that they can trench right along the side of the road, and not be digging up all of that rock. Because what I don't want to do is have a backhoe just scoot those things around with a whole bunch of dirt that we're going to have to sift out later. So what I'm going to be doing is basically just moving about half of the check dam and scooting it up the hill like I've done right here. So I wanted to show you, we don't, with a 12-inch bucket on the backhoe to dig this trench, I'm not going to need to move a tremendous amount of rock, but we do have to move this check dam in order for them to get through without kind of destroying the clean rock that's there and creating more problems down the road. So you might be asking yourself, Logan, well, why did you even put the check dams in the first place, you idiot, if you just got to pull them out? Well, the answer to that is that erosion control in the county that I'm working in is pretty strict here, and they want to see all of our erosion control devices operational as soon as we build this driveway. So we can't just build the driveway, you know, halfway and have the power company come in 2 or 3 weeks later, dig the trench, install the utility line, and then put in our erosion control measures. Because if we have a huge storm, it's going to wash all the dirt straight down. This is going to be a flume of muddy water that's going to wash off a whole lot of nutrient load off of the site and into the nearby water streams, which is not good. Bottom line is just easier for us to go ahead and clean this up right now, move the rocks over into a pile. You know, I'm coming about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet off of the side of the road so that there's room for them to dig. And then as soon as they backfill, then I'm going to need to reset these check dams and probably do quite a bit of cleanup where this grass mat is to get it back to 100% erosion control. So anyway, I wanted to give you a little heads up on if you're building a road through a wooded lot and you're worried about erosion or have to do erosion control measures, and you're also going to have power going to the site, they're going to want to trench, and they might as well use your road. But if you can afford to have a wide enough road where they can actually trench next to your road, that's going to be your best. In our case, we were limited to about 20 foot of disturbance, which is why the silt fence and the edge of disturbance is so close. In an ideal world, we would have had probably 30 or maybe even 40 feet of a clearing for the road, and then we would have built our entire road, and then we would have had the power company come in here where there's trees now, but maybe we would have cleared all that out of the way and then dug a trench up the side, up that way. But we're in a protected watershed, and so we have to have less than an acre of disturbance total, and that includes the entire build site clearing that you saw earlier and this 800 feet of driveway. So the driveway itself, 20 feet wide, 800 feet long, is 16,000 square feet. That's almost half of our allowed clearing. So, you know, if we had gone 30 feet, we would have blown that out of proportion, and we wouldn't even be able to clear this without an insane amount of stormwater management and all kinds of other measures. So this is what we're doing, and it may not be fun, but it's probably the easiest, cheapest way to go ahead and get power up to the site with the least amount of negative impacts. And we're going to come back, we're going to push these check dams up into a pile, have them trench power, backfill, clean up the ditch, put some grass mat back down to control that erosion, and then set our check dams back up all the way up to the edge of the road so that any storm water that does come down these ditches gets checked and stopped, and all the silt that might be flowing in that water is stopped by the rocks. So that's what we're doing to keep a sustainable build site. I hope you found this interesting and possibly helpful. If so, smash that like button and make sure to subscribe to our channel if you're not already. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.